So I thought we battled defensively, had a good plan. They made a couple nice plays there in the second half, but there's a lot of things improved defensively. Gave us a chance. Thought we did a good job in the kicking game and fell short offensively. We ran the ball much better. Our passing game was not good enough, particularly on third down. So we were like 1 of 10 on third down. That's hard to sustain drives and put points on the board. So, but I thought defensively we did some good things, and in the kicking game we did as well. Tracy's got a shoulder. Graham got hurt during the defensive introductions before the game. He was out there kicking and got a groin, so he couldn't go first half. And then he said he can kick from a certain distance in the second half. So that's about it. Not good enough.
Coach, what did you see in the way that they were playing in the secondary to limit Malik and Wandell's?
Yeah, I mean, they played a fair amount of split safety. So, we got a bunch of split safety last week. Just didn't get the job done this week with it.
Why do you think you couldn't get Malik the ball? I mean, obviously didn't have a catch going into the fourth quarter there.
Yeah, we got to do a better job with that. No question about it.
What do you attribute that to? Game plan, quarterback?
Probably a collection of everything, Pat. Probably a collection of everything. Again, they were playing a lot of split safety coverage. They played it last week. Could be just a little bit different, but I'd say a collection of all that. We certainly got to do a better job with it.
Was the plan with Andrew Thomas, or did he?
Yeah, we were going to give him 25 plays, so that's what we gave him. And he came out, from what I understand, just fine. So that was the next step for the ramp up for him. Hopefully we'll be able to get some more this upcoming week.
How would you describe Russell Wilson's game tonight?
Yeah, I'd just say overall offensively, Connor, nothing was good enough. Coaching, playing, didn't do a good enough job. Everybody.
Brian, this is the second time you've had to play a game without a kicker.
Yeah.
Is it getting untenable to have that kicker when, it's...
Well, look, that's why Jamie kicks in practice too. I know they blocked that kick. We had a range for him as well, and him and Gunner had practiced before. But, just literally we're getting ready to go out for the anthem and saw him pull up on one of those kicks. So then we had to decide, what's the line now? The fourth downs change, throughout the game considerably. So we just had to, make sure we were dialed in with that. And then the second half, when he came back, there was another plan, but then we had two kickers. One was going to kick for a certain distance. The other one would kick a certain yard line in. So you got to do what you got to do.
In the first series, it's safe to say you would go for the field goal there?
Would have. Yeah.
Brian, I know this is harping on it again, but you guys spent so much time this offseason stressing the need to start fast.
Yeah.
To be 0-3, how do you describe that?
Yeah, that's not the goal, certainly. So, again, it's we got to put a complete game together, all three phases: offense, defense, special teams, coaching. We got to do all that. Again, I thought our defense responded in a positive manner. But you only score once. Not good enough.
And the rhyme or reason when you put Jackson in, and then you get down, it seems like 3rd and 4, deep in the red zone would be a perfect time to put him in. You don't put him in, you run Russ on his own. You're just trying to understand the thought process.
Yeah, I would say, look, we discussed a plan going into it, and Mike is in his flow of the game. I thought when he put him in and ran a couple of those zone reads, the first play we put him in was actually a pass, not a zone read. And then based on where we were on that particular play, where we got hit and lost a couple yards, there was a certain distance we were going to go for it. And we actually lost a yard, I think. And if we didn't get it, we didn't think we'd lose a yard on it, but we had a zone read on that play as well too. They just played it well, and he can run those.
Fans were go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, Dave, were you thinking at all about maybe getting Jackson a series or two just to try to change up the tempo of the offense?
Yeah, I'd say, the plays we had him in, that's what we thought was best for him. And we'll continue to work with them and get him ready.
Brian, fans were calling for Jackson to get in the game, and then when you put Russell back in, they were booing him.
Yeah.
What would you say to the fan base that is calling for this rookie that you guys are obviously excited about, and they are too, after this offense looks like this?
Yeah. Look, Jackson's progressing well. We'll continue to work with him. I got a lot of confidence in him, his development that he's had, and that's what we'll continue to do. Look, I'd be booing too, to be honest with you, in terms of not being good enough. No, not scoring, not finishing. I understand that. That's the nature of it. We got to be better.
Brian, I know that Russell's been through a lot. He's seen a lot. He's endured a decent amount throughout his career. But I mean, every time he steps back on the field to come back in and he's getting booed, I mean, how does he take that? Do you have to say anything to him? I mean,
yeah, no, I didn't have a conversation about that, and I don't think the coaches, the offensive coaches, they're talking on the sideline. They're looking at the plays that we just ran. They're going through the adjustments. They're talking about things that we should do the next series. That's where our focus has to be is looking at the things we got to improve on and do it.
Will you start next week, Russell?
Yeah, you guys have asked me about players after games. I'm not going to answer that.
Does not winning games, or like getting off to a slow start, change the approach? At least make you have to start thinking about, okay, when do we put our? Obviously, you invested a lot in Jackson. When do we put him in?
Yeah, like I said, we'll continue to work with Jackson, continue to develop him. He's done a nice job since he's been here, and again, we'll go back, we'll watch the tape, we'll sit down, we'll have our discussions like we normally have, and do what we think is best.
He's the number 2 quarterback, and this is 2 games now. The offense has been really bad. Like, at what point is Rusty's performance dictated? Is it strictly on Jackson's timeline?
Yeah, again, Dan, everybody's got to be better. We're not going to put this on one person. Everybody has to be better collectively. Again, the run game was a step in the right direction, but the pass game, particularly on third down, when you're 1 of 10, that's tough sledding.
The connection between Russ and Scatterboo.
Well, he had some checkdowns. There was a couple play action passes where he dropped back, and Cam's a tough competitor. Thought he ran hard. Thought he did a good job in the passing game when he got the ball in his hands. He's a good young player.
I understand that it's it's collective, it's the unit and everything, Brian. But you replace a guard, it's very rare that's going to ignite the offense. You replace a running back, it's probably not going to make a huge change. A quarterback has the ability to do that. Change a quarterback can ignite and kind of elevate everyone else. When do you have to start thinking about that or considering that if these struggles continue?
Yeah, again, Connor, look, it's on everybody. It takes 11 people to go out there and execute a play, a good call. It's everybody's involved in it. So we gotta keep working to get that better.
Do you think you guys had a good plan for what they did against you defensively?
Well, we didn't score hardly any points. So there's a lot of discussions on the sideline, trying different things. I thought the running game was well. They play a bunch of split safety. You got to be able to run the ball too, and make productive yards in that area. A third down it wasn't good enough. So when you're 1 of 10, it's a combination of a lot of things, Dan.
In the first half, did the referees miss the face mask call? Did they talk to you about what they saw or didn't see on that?
Well, obviously they didn't see it because they didn't call it.
If Tracy, obviously, I know what his health is, if he can or can't go next week, how confident do you feel in Scatterboo based on what he did tonight?
Yeah, again, we'll see where Tracy's at. I have confidence in Scat, though.
Okay.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.